So without any further ado, folks are ready. Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, please rise for a national anthem.
Color guard, attention. Color guard, advance. Color guard, halt. Color guard, prepare to post the colors. Color guard, post the colors. Retreat.
Thank you, gentlemen, very much. Very nice. So I just have a few more remarks, then we'll get on with the show. So, you know, some of us like to look through old newspapers and examine old photos, but that doesn't necessarily appeal to everybody, obviously, some of us. But so this evening, we all have the opportunity to immerse ourselves in our own local history. Just by sitting in this place and listening to this great band, music has the power to transport us instantly for another time. We all know that on some level. And there's an old saying that those who don't remember their own history are required to come down to the church and listen to these PowerPoint programs, or listen to me tell a couple of stories, so something like that. I'll go on briefly, but I did want to give you a little background context for this evening's performance. The Greek Theater was dedicated by Catherine Tingley in 1901. It's the first theater of its kind in North America. There's a nice big monument up here on a rock on the north side of the bowl. The Doric stoa, that's this structure here, was added about 5 years later. These are Doric columns on this structure. This is the second or possibly the third edition of the Doric stoa. The Theosophists injected a wave of art and culture into the sleepy little town that was San Diego around the turn of the last century. And the Greek soon became the hub of that cultural movement. Madam Tingley staged Shakespearean plays here, Greek comedies and tragedies, many other types of pageants, concerts, and festivals were held in this bowl in the early years. As pictured in your program, the Aroma of Athens, which is a Catherine Tingley original, marked the first use of outdoor stage lighting, outdoor electrical stage lighting anywhere. That happened right here. A number of our board members were among the many Point Loma High classes to graduate in the Greek Theater. Also, many classes of Cal Western University that used to be here, seniors, and now seniors from Point Loma Nazarene University all graduate here in the Greek Theater. Significantly, Point Loma Nazarene adopted an image of the Doric stoa into the logo for the university. I was first in this bowl in about 1962 as one of something like 800 Cub Scouts. It was pandemonium. Madam Butterfly was staged here in 1929. Chuck Berry played on this stage in 1972. In the 1880s, San Diego was still the Wild West, really. The city supported a volunteer community militia known as the City Guard, which later became a unit of the California National Guard. An auxiliary unit of that militia, the City Guard Band, originated in those early days. The band soon became San Diego's favorite and played at many significant events in the city's early history. They gradually gained statewide and nationwide acclaim. In 1886, San Diego had acquired some electric street lighting. The plaza area, Horton Plaza, was illuminated in the evenings, and the City Guard Band gave a concert every Saturday night in the bandstand that they built themselves in the plaza. In 1887, Carlson and Higgins borrowed some money and purchased a stretch of sand dunes down here that they named Ocean Beach. And in order to attract potential customers out to that remote location, it wasn't even easy to get to. They arranged a series of weekend concerts with everybody's favorite band, the City Guard Band. The San Diego Cable Railway, the first of the streetcars, began service in 1890. These were beautiful little streetcars you may have seen photographs of with stained glass windows, and the first 12 cars anyway had names instead of numbers. And on June 7th, the inaugural run of the 6th Avenue line, the first two cars were the El Escondido and the San Juan Capistrano. Guess who rode and played in those first two cars? It was the City Guard Band. The first Cabrillo Festival was held downtown in 1892. It was a very big deal. City officials, the governor was in attendance, several military units, and an unfortunate thing happened though. A dock where Cabrillo was going to land actually sank, and about 100 prominent San Diegans, including 20 women in their finest, took an unscheduled swim that afternoon. So things, the festivities were held up slightly. It sounds familiar, but the City Guard Band entertained the crowd anyway. The band was even the official band of the Panama, California Exposition in 1915. In the 1980s, a group of local musicians who wanted to preserve all the great band music from the last century founded the Heritage Band Society, and they reformed the City Guard Band. The band may be followed online at their Facebook page, City Guard, and at their website, cityguardband.org. They'll be performing at the Pacific Southwest Railway Museum in Campo. That's on November 16th as part of the centennial celebration for the completion of the San Diego, Arizona and Eastern Railway, the Impossible Railroad. And if you haven't been out to that museum in Campo, it's a lot of fun. The band will be out there. Again, that's November 16th. They'll also be performing again in Balboa Park for December 9th on December 7th. Is that right, Colin? December 7th, ladies and gentlemen, in the park. One last anecdote, and then I'll shut up. In 1897, Catherine Tingley, who was a leader of the International Brotherhood and Theosophical Society, set the cornerstone for what she intended to be the school for the revival of the lost mysteries of antiquity. It was an elaborate ceremony right up here on the hill where Rohr Hall is on campus today. Over 1,000 San Diegans came out to this ridgetop for that occasion. That was the very beginning of this place that became the Theosophical colony known as Loma Land. And to commemorate the occasion and add to the festivities, the City Guard Band played. So we were very pleased to have them with us this evening, and you're in for a treat. So without any further fanfare, under the direction of Mr. Colin Wied, please welcome the San Diego City Guard Band.